What's up, guys? My name is Spartan, and today I am proud to announce episode 1 of the free-to-play Progress series. This is a video series that is following up the Beginner Progress series. A little bit of backstory before we dive in, but basically we're going to effectively be doing the same sort of thing, just kind of shifting gears a little bit. So I initially, when I started the Beginner Progress series, it was mostly intended to kind of be more of a guide type series, where I just simply guide new players and I show you guys, hey, this is what's happening, this is what I'm upgrading, and most importantly, this is why I'm doing it. Because this game can be very, very daunting and confusing when you first get into it. And a lot of players, they get overwhelmed. So that's basically why I started the Beginner Progress series. And as we continued on with the series lasted for 18 episodes spanning over the course of about 8 or 9 months. And I kind of just realized once we were progressed far enough, we no longer could categorize ourselves as beginners. Because you reach a point when you're playing any game where you kind of begin to start understanding what's going on. You have a path forward, you know kind of generally roughly what you're doing. That doesn't mean that you have all the right answers. That doesn't mean that you still don't need help or advice here and there. It just means you know kind of what you're doing, right? Or at least you're familiar with it. So that's why as we pretty much from episode 15 through 18, I kind of was really struggling with it. I was like, hey, you know, we're not really beginners anymore. Like, we are in Platinum League. We kind of know what we're doing. So I was thinking about just stopping the series and, you know, maybe starting something new. But a lot of people seemed to want me to basically continue on. They wanted me to continue on with Spartan Jr. because a lot of you guys actually started playing from the Beginner Progress series, which is really cool. I know that that's been a helpful sort of resource for you guys, or at least I hope it has. As much as I would love to stop it, I don't think it's a good idea. I think there's a lot of value still to be seen as we continue to progress, enter into champions, and eventually someday, maybe, hopefully get to Legends League. But with all of that out of the way, that is going to basically just kind of give you guys the summary of what we're going to be doing here. So it's going to effectively be the same thing. There is a bit of a twist though. Before we continue, I want to thank today's video sponsor, which is LDCloud. If you're serious about the tower idle tower defense, long farming sessions can really make or break your tower. And that's exactly why I try to farm 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The issue is 24/7 active gameplay can really take a toll on your mobile device and computer as well. That is where LDCloud comes in. LDCloud is a cloud phone service that allows you to run the game directly on your PC or mobile device without compromising your hardware or breaking the bank with your electricity bill. And as you can see on the screen, I'm able to run 2 different instances at the same time. Both of my accounts are able to farm with ease whether I'm at home or on the go. Because the game runs in the cloud, you're not keeping your PC and phone powered on all day, which helps reduce the electricity usage and cuts down on wear and tear on your devices. I've tested other cloud phone solutions before, but LDCloud definitely stands out with its stability, multi-instance support, and accessibility, especially for idle and grind-heavy games such as the Tower. LDCloud offers flexible spending plans starting for as low as $9.99. I currently have the KVIP package here with an Android 10, and I'm out of the US server. If you want to try it out, use my link in the video description and you can get a 6-hour trial for as little as 10 cents. It directly supports this channel and helps me improve my content. And with that, let's get back to the video. Instead of really just trying to show you guys what is quote-unquote optimal, what would be ideal to do, you can kind of think of this more or less like a Tour My Tower style series, where it's not going to necessarily be guide oriented. That doesn't mean that there's not going to be value here. That doesn't mean that there's not going to be, you know, practical takeaways that you can use with your own account. But what it does mean is that it's going to more or less just be what I want to do. Like, I'm going to upgrade the things that I want to do. Whether it's optimal or not, to be determined. This is going to be the free-to-play account. And let me quickly define what my metric for free-to-play is, because I know that from the Beginner Progress series, there was quite a bit of disagreement. So free-to-play is a really just clickbait term But the true category of what this account will be is basically, it would fall under the category of light spender. Let me explain. So, true free-to-play. True free-to-play would basically just mean I don't spend a single dollar on a video game. I think that term, at least in the tower, is widely confused. A lot of people hear the term free-to-play and they think, okay, nobody buys anything. But at least within the tower community, most people that are free-to-play, at a bare minimum, have the Disable Ads pack. A higher percentage also have these 3 packs, meaning if they don't buy a single other thing, if they don't buy gem packs, if they don't buy stone packs, if they don't buy milestone packs or anything, most players still claim the title of free-to-play even if they have these 3 packs. So that is why I'm going to categorize this series and title it basically the free-to-play progress series. Because at least within the confines of the tower community, free-to-play is widely considered what we have going on here. We have the 3 packs basically for the sake of just the coin multipliers, which means we're not going to, our progress is not going to be super, super slow. Because the reality is most people, especially if they don't even have the Disable Ad pack, they're more than likely not going to stick to the game for the long haul. Maybe they'll play for a year, maybe they'll even play for 2 years. But eventually they will probably end up quitting. It's just the reality, okay? But that is going to basically be the parameters for this account. We're not going to be purchasing any consumables outside of these 3 starting packs. So I just want to lay the groundwork down straight up and give you guys the expectation for how this series will persist. And again, this is basically just piggybacking off of the Beginner Progress series. But yeah, with all of that rambling out of the way, let's go ahead and dive into the content of this first episode. Starting off here with the stats page. So we are currently at 1.06 quadrillion lifetime earned coins. We hit 1 little Q on Spartan Jr. We're getting kind of, we're inching our way towards 10,000 lifetime earned stones as well. So there's a lot that goes into that. Obviously tournaments, but there's some other stuff as well. Just the daily missions. We're very diligent about getting all of these every single week. And yeah, so that's kind of what we got going on in terms of lifetime coins. We still do not have tier 16 unlocked. That is my current big goal for this account. We need to unlock tier 16 and honestly start saving up for some card masteries. So the first mastery that I'm probably going to get is going to be Wave Accelerator Mastery. And the reason why I'm thinking Wave Excel versus something like a recovery package chance or, something else is really because we are free to play. Our ultimate weapon development is a lot less developed than it would be, obviously, if we were buying stone packs. So I think, and again, this could be incorrect, but my assumption is by prioritizing card masteries that basically will translate to more econ, it will actually help my account quite a bit. So the alternative argument could be I could get something like a second wind mastery or a regen mastery, something like that. And that would be a pretty big boost for my tournament performance. That would be a pretty big boost for, obviously my stone economy. Because a lot of people do get fixated on coins. They think coins, which coins are very, very important, don't get me wrong. But there are other currencies in this game, and especially if you're a free-to-play player, the value of stones is actually very important. You need to prioritize your stone economy as well. So, yeah. But the reason I'm kind of thinking Wave Excel as the very first mastery really is because it will help me with my econ, which will then help me with my enhancement levels, with my more expensive lab upgrades, because I'm not going to only get Wave Excel. I'm probably going to get some of these other masteries that will also help me in tournaments. But I do think that it's going to be pretty important for me to get at least this econ mastery first, Wave Excel. Because getting Wave Excel first will basically help me be able to fund some of these other masteries that will obviously help me with tournaments. But not just tournaments, there's dissident runs, there's milestone runs, all of this stuff, right? But that's kind of what I'm thinking in terms of the first mastery for Spartan Jr. I don't know. Obviously, all of this goes without saying. We need to unlock tier 16 first, and then we need to unlock card masteries, which card masteries I believe are unlocked at tier 16 wave 100. So we're going to inch our way towards that. It's going to take a while, but we'll get there. I think a conservative estimate would be within the next month, we should have card masteries fully unlocked. So that's kind of our goal. But for this first episode, I think it's going to be really important to literally show you guys every single part of Spartan Jr. I know I have not done that as well in previous episodes of the Beginner Progress series, but in this series, I want to establish a good baseline. So that's why I'm literally going to show you guys every single line item. And if you guys enjoyed the video, do me a solid, consider subscribing to the channel if you're new, and leave a like on the video, and also just drop a comment down below and let me know what your favorite part of the tower is. Is it ultimate weapons? Is it cards? Do you have a favorite module? Just type something in the chat. It helps me out a lot for the YouTube algorithm. And I just said chat. Sorry, I've been streaming on Twitch quite a bit. And likewise, last shameless plug before we dive in here, if you guys purchase anything for the tower, whether it be through the in-game app or the web store, please consider using my content creator code. My creator code is code 300. Using my code directly supports me at no extra cost to you, and I greatly appreciate it. And with that, let's go ahead and dive into the battle history. I want to show you guys what we got going on here. So we are farming tier 10. I know for a while there, I was trying to farm tier 11, but if you pull up the numbers, it's just not profitable. It's not near as profitable. So in 2,000 extra waves, basically, I'm getting over double the coins on average. I'm also getting way more cells. They are longer runs, yes, and it just makes more sense. If you put these two runs side by side, it's very clear that tier 10 is where we should be. Perhaps there even could be an argument, and I haven't tested this, but maybe tier 9 would actually be more profitable overall. And a lot of this comes down to the dissonant runs. The dissonant coin boost is super, super important. And definitely, I think it makes jumping tiers a lot more challenging to get the same value just because of that dissonant boost. Yeah, with that, let's go ahead and dive into the cards. And I'll just show you guys everything we got going on. So we did max out our cards. I kind of determined that in terms of my gem spending, I should say, I kind of just determined that it would be a really good idea for us to just max out our cards, because now we can focus a lot of our energy into our modules and further developing these. The other big factor is, briefly, recently we had the introduction of these rotating relics. And these rotating relics, some of them are really good. Like we have the Anubis relic right now, which is the coins earned. Really, really good value overall. So I wanted to basically figure out a way that we could try to knock out the weakest link, or the path of least resistance, which for us ended up being our cards. So we did max all of our cards. We still are sitting at 16 card slots, which I think for the meantime, until we get closer to champions, 16 is probably going to be a pretty good spot for us. And yeah, like I said, it'll just give us a little bit of margin to focus some of our energy into modules, and more importantly, be able to actually afford some of these relics if we ever see, coins or other stuff that would be valuable for us. Like I went ahead, I think I didn't have these three, but I did have this one. So I went ahead and was able to pick up all three of these, and that is mostly because we maxed out our cards. Also, guys, the tower is currently doing a 5th year anniversary event. So every single day that you log in, you're basically going to get some kind of gift. Yesterday's gift, we got, it looks like, module tickets. So we're going to claim those, and we're also getting 30 medals. Let's go. We love medals. So let's go into the workshop. So in terms of the workshop, not a whole lot has changed. I mean, we're at the point where we could just go ahead and max some of this stuff. Like we'll go ahead and do bounce shot. I think we're not quite ready for super crit yet, but I do want to see, 62 coins to do that. That's just really expensive. My big priority at the moment, Like, damage is in a good spot. I maxed this fairly quickly for tournaments. We also are close to being able to just max out damage per meter, but this is super, super inexpensive with cash, so we're not going to do that for the time being. In terms of the defense upgrades, all of this is, again, in a pretty good spot. I think it would be a good idea to go ahead and try to get this to 5,500 if we can. Yeah, so that takes care of that. And we'll basically try to do the same thing over here. So 5,500 for both of these. This will mostly, again, be for the sake of tournaments. And I don't know, do we have enough to just go ahead and max defense absolute? I think we do. So we'll go ahead and do that just so that we don't have to worry about it for tournaments. That's the main goal. Obviously, defense absolute's not going to do that much for us, but it will be helpful for tournaments. In terms of the rest of this stuff, not really concerned. Like, we can max pretty much all of this for our tournaments, and obviously for farming, it all gets gold boxed. But the main priority for the near future is going to be two things: trying to slowly develop these enemy attack level skips, and more importantly, continue to work on our enhancements. We've been continuously working on our coin bonus enhancements whenever we can. Also a little bit of emphasis into ourselves, because remember, coins are not the end-all be-all. Also trying to continuously upgrade and develop our EHP baseline. Working on our health regen, trying to keep it roughly 10 levels above our health and wall health. Really, really important. So especially if you're running the wall and also you have, a lot of regen on your modules, it's really, really good. But we do have some tickets, so let's go ahead and see if we can get lucky here. No such luck, but that's okay. And last but not least in this category, let's check out the ultimate weapons. I'll just show you guys kind of the baseline that we got going on. So our cooldowns, we need to continue to work on our cooldowns. We need to bring these down a little bit more. We'll see a lot of value. And the way that we're going to have to do it is just by saving up our stones. It's going to suck, but it needs to be done. But saving up our stones and basically just slowly bringing down the cooldowns over time. At this point, I think possibly the best option will basically just be to honestly go for a natural sync again. I know I broke the sync because I initially wanted to go for permanent black hole, but I think it's, quite frankly, it's too early for permanent black hole. It just is. We do have our Golden Tower Duration lab fully completed, so that's really good. But we do have some low-hanging fruit here. Still pretty inexpensive for some of this stuff. We're not quite prepared to pour into this. Another big consideration is Spotlight 3. Spotlight Quantity 3 is pretty good overall. But recently, the most recent thing I've done is basically put a little bit of investment into the Chain Lightning. Really just to get a baseline. Again, this is mostly for the sake of tournaments. But it will help us also for, kind of moving into hybrid, implementing some damage into our build for, trying to get some of these milestones like tier 16, tier 17, tier 18, all of these. So that's going to help us out quite a bit. And also, obviously, for the distant runs. Mostly for the distant runs. I would ordinarily not be putting emphasis into Chain Lightning this early, but I do think right now it is kind of warranted. So I think, yeah, for now, we're just going to continue to save up and try to pump up these cooldowns and work on them quite a bit. It's going to take a while because we still are floating around in the middle of Plat, which you'll see later on in the video. But yeah, with that, that's going to cover the workshop and the cards. Let's go ahead and look at the modules. So modules are pretty good overall. We're still missing some pretty crucial modules here. So the main one is really just the orbital augment. If we were able to get our orbital augment ancestral, which we're not too far off. We basically need 2 more, I believe. No, we literally need 1 more. We need 1 more. So let's just do some auto merging real quick. Let's see if we can't get our last orbital augment right now during this video. How crazy would it be if we were able to do that? Well, there's a Havoc Bringer. Not really what we want, but that's okay. And that's all we got. So let's do some singles. Yep, that's about what you can expect with modules, which is why I think it's much better to max out your cards first. My opinion, but I think it just makes the most sense. Anyway, in terms of the rest of this, we're in a pretty good spot. We have a decent Dimension Core Mythic Plus. It's kind of coming together. We need let's see. I think we need also just one more dimension core to get ancestral, which would be pretty good. Pretty good for some like milestone pushes. I don't know. I still feel like while we are running EHP, it just makes the most sense to have Primordial Collapse. But these are the current stats that I'm running on my Prim C. I think it's overall pretty good. I do want to see if we can't try to get something for Deathwave. We'll try to get like Deathwave quantity, I think would be really the primary thing that we're lacking here. If we get Black Hole Duration, that's not the end of the world. It's actually, no, we don't want that. So we'll remove basically all of these and just try to go for the Deathwave quantity. We'll start with just the legendary and see if we can't get it. All right, so we were able to get the Deathwave quantity here, so I think we will go ahead and do a hard lock for that. So we'll hit new, and I am going to try to roll for a mythic or ancestral and just see if we get lucky. And bingo, there it is. We got the ancestral Deathwave quantity. That is exactly what we wanted. So we will lock that in so that now we pretty much have the 4 best overall stats that we could get for the time being. Like, this is really good. So definitely good that we were able to pull that today. We are in a very good spot. So things are definitely moving in the right direction. Here's what my Galaxy compressor currently looks like. It's overall pretty good. We just have the epic for utility upgrades, which I'm fine with for the time being. Eventually, we will probably want to get the ancestral enemy health level skips, but for now, like, this is totally fine. And really quickly, if you guys want to play the tower on your computer, feel free to check out the emulator that I am using. I'm currently using Mumu App Player. So I've been using Mumu on my physical computer for the good part of, I think it's been almost a year and a half at this point, and very few complaints. It's been overall really good. They have a lot of good performance settings that you can implement that really just help your game run a lot smoother, help you get some more coins. So if you want to check out Mumu App Player for yourself and you're watching this video on your computer, feel free to hit the link down in the description below. It is an affiliate link and it does support the channel. And yeah, it's a direct download link to basically get Mumu on your computer. So feel free to check it out if you'd like, and if you need any help setting it up or anything, feel free to reach out to me on the Discord server, and I have no problem trying to help you guys out. And also, if you guys want an option that is available not on your physical device, but instead in the cloud, you can check out LDCloud. I know you guys already saw the ad for that, but I've been using LDCloud for about 4 months now, and I really only use Mumu when I'm streaming or basically recording videos like right now. And other than that, I'm basically running my game on LDCloud, and it's been really good. It does cost money versus Mumu, which is free to play, but the trade-off is that basically you don't have to keep your PC on 24 hours a day to farm. You can instead, you know, shut off your PC and access LDCloud from your phone or whatever device that you're using. Yeah, if you want to check that out, check it out in the description as well, and you can get a pretty decent discount on your first plan. And with that, let's go ahead and check out the lab upgrades. All right, so in terms of the labs, we've kind of got a mixed bag of stuff going on here. So recovery package chance, this one, it's just a must. We need to go ahead and finish this. It's going to be really good for our Galaxy compressor. It'll give us 4% extra added chance, which obviously is going to help us out quite a bit. Currently, we're sitting at 81%, but we want as much consistency as possible because currently the Galaxy compressor unique effect, it's cutting off 20 seconds of our cooldowns. So really good value there. We just need to make sure that we can finish out this lab, get as much percentage as possible. But in terms of lab 1, you guys already knew it. You already knew that it was happening. We are doing lab speed forever until it is maxed. It's just non-negotiable. Underneath that, we currently have health regen in, and I think this one, prior to putting health regen back in, I think we had just finished Deathwave health, which I'll show you guys all of the lab history in a little bit, as well as just all of the lab levels. But we're currently running health regen. I'm going to take this up to about level 70, and then take health up to level 70, and then depending on what we're looking like there, if we're not quite able to farm tier 11 or tier 12, then we'll probably put in some of the wall labs again and continue to work on those. But for the meantime, it's just building up that base health regen multiplier, trying to get as much regen as possible to give my percentage health damage enough time to basically kill the enemies. That is the whole name of the game with EHP. You want to be sure to basically have your survivability stronger than your damage, your percentage health damage. So mostly relying on thorns, but there's also orbs and obviously like orbital augment if you have that module. But percentage health damage, it's really good by itself, but it becomes a lot more effective when your survivability is able to kind of carry the rest of the weight. So that's kind of what we're betting on here. And yeah, lab 4, we've got our econ lab, currently working on coins per kill bonus. I think once I get this up to 70, probably 75, maybe 80, we'll probably slot in golden tower bonus and finish that. You guys will see what it looks like, but the cooldown is just so long for it. I think it just makes the most sense in terms of like total time per level to continue to work on coins per kill bonus. Likewise, lab 5, we've got our module lab. Don't forget about the module labs, guys. You guys remember this from the beginner progress series, but the module labs are so valuable. And they're the reason, honestly, that my module levels are already as high as they are. Obviously, a lot of people get this confused, but they think, okay, let's say I only have like legendary or below modules. So let's say that this Primordial Collapse was only legendary, which means I would basically be locked at 100 levels and I wouldn't be able to exceed, you know, where I'm currently at with my Primordial Collapse. I wouldn't be able to use those shards. Well, guess what? If you go ahead and do the module labs now versus later, you will have all of those extra shards. Basically, you'll have them in the background so that once you do get those extra module levels, you take it up to Mythic and then eventually Ancestral, you'll instantly be able to get a pretty big boost of module levels. So yeah, definitely do not slack on your module labs. You guys already know this. Similar sentiment as lab speed. The secret currency in this game truly is time. If you buy stone packs, for example, all that's doing is basically buying you time. It's buying you, you know, tournaments and the stones that you would basically get from those tournaments. So yeah, just remember, guys, if you take anything else from my YouTube channel, time is the most valuable currency. And that extends beyond the tower. That's like a just practical real life thing, you know? Time is limited and it's very important that we use it as efficiently as we can. Those are the current 5 that I'm working on. I think overall it's pretty good, but let's quickly just show the recent history and I'll let you guys see what we've been working on. So you can see we gem rushed the last 2 levels of Death Wave health. We just went ahead and did it. Got it done, gold boxed. So now our Death Wave health multiplier is 1250, which is really good. Really good. This is finally done. We don't have to ever worry about it again. And you can see the other stuff that we've been working on is basically the same stuff that we're currently working on, but that is by design. I believe that these labs are going to be super helpful. But you can see this is what I've been working on for all of June and even extending into May quite a bit as well. We did also recently finish Death Wave Cell bonus. That's a really good one as well. I'm just going to quickly kind of scroll through all of my labs and let you guys see exactly where we're currently sitting. So this is what we currently got going on. You can see everything that we've gold boxed so far. And yeah, I'm just going to briefly scroll through so that you guys can see exactly where we're at. I do at some point want to come back to attack speed and buff that up to about probably level 70 or 75. It's going to be pretty helpful for knockbacks and also like chain lightning procs. But that's a big goal of mine. I also want to bring damage and crit factor up to level 50 at a minimum. That's going to be a good spot for those. And the super crit labs, eventually I want to take those up to about level 10. Continuing on, we have our EHP labs, pretty decent overall. I'd like to take defense percent a little bit higher, I think. Maybe just kind of take it up to 21 or 23. Probably 23 though. But for now, 18 is totally fine. Shockwave size is another decent one to lab for tournaments, especially just pushing the enemies far away from your tower. But not a huge priority for the meantime. Here is what my current wall labs look like. So we've got the wall health completely gold boxed. We've got nothing into wall rebuild or wall invincibility. These mostly become applicable once you get to the point of, damage builds, glass cannon, or even just a more damage-focused hybrid build. The wall rebuild and wall invincibility become more important there, but for EHP, you don't really need it, I guess if you wanted to, you could do the wall invincibility and finish that, but the wall rebuild especially, it's not going to be near as important because, quite frankly, once your wall dies, in theory, your run should basically die, right? Because the wall regen and the wall thorns, the wall fortification, all of these, they should be stronger than your base overall health, just because of how all of these percentages work together. So that's our goal, is just basically getting our wall strong enough to where as soon as it dies, our run basically ends. But yeah, let's continue. Cash bonus is another one I eventually want to take up to probably level 70, maybe just 50 for the time being would be good. Enemy health skips is another one that eventually we want to take up, but for now we're fine while we're still running EHP. We did already max out the enemy attack level skips. Continuing on. Ultimate weapon labs. These are really, really important. So this is what I'm talking about. Going to level 22 for Golden Tower bonus, 14 days. 14 days. So in the time it takes me to complete one level into GT bonus, I can currently do about 2.5 to 3 levels into coins per kill bonus. So that's why I'm currently working on coins per kill versus trying to get this finished. Because this just affects my Golden Tower, obviously, which already does not have a whole lot of uptime. As it gets, closer to permanent with the cooldowns, it'll be a lot more important to work on this, but for the time being, it's just not as value intensive as the base coins per kill lab. That's what we got going on there. Shock chance for chain lightning, really important. We got it to level 14, which is a really good baseline starting point. Deathwave coins, all of the coin labs are totally good. Black hole damage, extra black hole, all of these. Deathwave cells, really, really important. And then black hole disable ranged enemies, also pretty important. In terms of the card research, we did go ahead and finish the Second Wind Blast really, really quick. Only 4 levels, not very long to do. And it's basically, it turns your Second Wind into basically a nuke. So as soon as your Second Wind pops, all of the enemies, 100% of the enemies currently on the screen just explode. So really, really good value lab, especially for tournaments, milestone runs, dissonant runs, etc. In terms of the rest of these, not overall a huge priority. Like if we wanted to, we could go ahead and try to max out like the recharge labs for Second Wind and Demon Mode, but these will mostly become important once we get to the stage of like Glass Cannon. But for now, I don't need a recharge for Second Wind, right? Because more than likely, once my Second Wind pops, my run is basically over at that point. Waves required. I want to take this up to about level 13, but level 10 is fine for the meantime. Band perks, another one that I eventually want to get up a little bit, probably to at least 6 bands, I think would be a really good stopping point for quite a while, to be honest. But for the meantime, like we're good with 4. The bot labs, not important. We got a little bit of development into the golden bot duration, but quite frankly, this was kind of a mistake. Like the amount of time it takes per level versus the value I could get elsewhere, it's just not very good. But eventually we will want to work on the golden bot cooldown to try to sync it up with our ultimate weapons and also just finish out the golden bot duration. But quite frankly, my golden bot's not that developed anyway, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. Enemy labs, I have not touched a single one of these because it's just too early. Just take my word for it. And module labs. We've got rare drop finished, common drop finished, daily mission shards has 4 more levels, then this will be done, and then we're basically just going to try to max out reroll shards. This is going to be our main goal, getting all of these done. Hopefully by that point, we'll have some more ancestral modules, and then we can justify really working on this. The good thing with the module shard cost lab is you do get a refund on all of the shards, so you're not missing out. So like all you have to do is unlevel your module and then, re-level it to max, and you should see some good value. And in terms of the effect bands, I'm not even concerned. 20 days for the generator, like what the heck? 5 days for the core is not terrible, but it's just, we don't need them. Like it's fine. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for our labs. That is every single lab that we currently have access to. let's go ahead and dive into the tournaments. I apologize, I did not stream my most recent tournament because I was a little bit under the weather. I had like a cold or allergies or something, and I don't know if you can tell, I'm still kind of getting over it. But yeah, we ended up finishing at rank 10 with 1,633 waves, and we are still in the depths of plat. You can see exactly how long we have been in platinum. Like this is going to be where we're at for a very long time. You can see over the course of time, we have kind of progressed a little bit. We had a couple outliers here and there, like a rank 7, a rank 4. But overall, it's just taken a lot of time, which means currently in terms of like averaging, let's say that we average rank 10. So basically we're getting 120 stones per week from tournaments, assuming that we get rank 9 or 10. Realistically though, we're getting closer to 112. So it is what it is. But yeah, it's a grind. Eventually we'll be in champions. We'll hopefully get to stay in champions and be getting 180 every single week. But yeah, we're still a little bit far off from that point, unfortunately. It's the perks of being free to play, but the best encouragement I can give you guys is that this game is only 10% multiplayer and 90% single player. Most of the time that I'm playing this game, I am just farming, I'm doing milestone runs, and I do, my tournament run. So you can see, like, literally just the battle history. That is a very good representation of, like, how single player this game actually is. And I know as a free-to-play player, it can be super frustrating just watching people that buy even one stone pack. They go from being semi-competitive with you to all of a sudden just blowing you away, right? Like blowing past you. So I get it. It's really frustrating, but all that you can do is ultimately just focus on you and what you're doing with your tower. But that's going to cover it for the tournaments. Let's dive into the events. So things are still going good with the event. We've got 3 days left. We should be able to finish most of these. Probably the only exception will be the smart missile mission. If I had to guess, it's not going to be able to happen. In terms of our shop, we already purchased everything in here. We got the defense absolute relic. We got the tower health relic. And of course, we got the themes. We're not buying any of the currencies because quite frankly, they're just not a good value. Now that we have bot plus, it just makes 0 sense to spend your medals on these currencies because you get all of these by playing the game. But the medals, you really need to save them up for your bots because bots are exceedingly important. But currently, my main goal is to just try to max out the golden bot range. And then I'll start kind of working on the cooldown, trying to bring this down a little bit. And ultimately kind of start working on the bonus as well. But yeah, that's really the goal. Now moving on to the guild content, we're doing pretty good. Shout out to Towers Anonymous. Main priority here has been the summon chip. We want to get this to basically gold boxed. We got our fetch to a pretty decent spot already. Find chance is pretty good. We're basically able to get all of our daily caps, which is pretty good, at least for the gems and the metals, which are quite frankly the two main ones that I care about. The common and rare modules, sometimes we get them, sometimes we don't. The main factor is if we were able to get some of these other metrics up a little bit, like take double find up to maybe 5 for the meantime, that'll be pretty good. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at with fetch. The main priority, like I said, though, is trying to get the summon chip fully done. Not the cash bonus, just to be clear, but the duration, which we already gold boxed, and the cooldown. This will be a huge factor in the coin economy. In terms of the store, we have basically all of the cosmetics except for this turtle skin. This is the last one we have to get. We did go ahead and get the dangerous tricks relic because it is attack speed, and attack speed is pretty dang good. Obviously, we'll try to get the magic cards, but we'll do that after we get the Shelly turtle skin. After that, then we'll begin to kind of purchase these currencies. But yeah, guys, with that is going to basically conclude this first episode of the free-to-play progress series. But I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I know that this first episode was super long. I wanted to make it as detailed as possible and really just establish a solid baseline of where Spartan Jr. is currently at. And obviously, future episodes will probably not be this detailed, but I will probably try to do at least maybe like every month or so, one of these episodes will be like super detailed. and then maybe the others will be a little bit quicker to the point. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and if you did, do me a solid, drop a comment down below and leave a like on the video. And if you made it all the way to the end, let me know in the comments down below. I did this same kind of experiment during a previous video, and it was really kind of interesting seeing how many people actually made it to the end of the video. So if you did make it all the way to the end, drop a comment down below and just say the word Apple. And everybody else that didn't watch the entire video will be super confused, but you guys will all know who finished the video. So shout out to you guys if you did. Obviously, if you're new to the channel, do me a favor and consider subscribing. We are 300, yes, 300 subscribers shy from 11,000 subscribers. So absolutely insane. Thank you guys so much for the love and support. I really do appreciate it. Join our Discord server if you are new to our community. We have a community Discord with 5,000 members in it. It's a really cool spot. You can talk to me. We can talk through your tower and, get you some advice. Whatever you need, we got stuff in the server for you. Anyway, with that is going to conclude the content of today's video, but thank you so much for watching, and like always, I will see you guys later.